one thing I like about the Candace Owens documentary, if you haven't seen it, check it out, man. It's on the Daily Wire. If you haven't seen it, what I like about it is she doesn't attack him. She's not attacking him. She's just showing him for who he was, which was a man who had problems and was trying to better. He was trying to better himself. You know, he lived in a nice house with two other people. They went to the house and spoke to the two people he lived with. And they said whatever he was doing out there, he never brought it home.
This was Floyd, George Floyd.
Floyd, yeah. Whatever he was doing out there, he never brought it home. When he came home, he was respectful. They prayed together. This is a man who was struggling with an addiction, a human being like everybody else, imperfect. But the things that he did that were imperfect were pretty bad. His past is pretty bad. Now, can a person change? It appears that he was struggling to change. Obviously, he still suffered with addiction because whether or not that's what killed him, it was in his system.
What was it that he got stopped for?
He got stopped because he tried to pass a fake 20. And they go into that, though. They do go into it. Originally, him and this other dude went to another place to try to use that 20 at a Mac repair shop or something like that. The dude, and they spoke to the guy, he goes, you know, they try to give us fake money all the time. I usually tell them, look, this is fake. And I put it in the envelope, or they take it and get out of here. I told them that this was fake. They took the money and they left. But then he took that 20 and went into another store. And when he went into the other store, he tried to buy a pack of cigarettes or something with the fake 20.
Right.
I forgot what happened exactly. You got to watch it. But the cops get called, and the cops come to speak to him. They catch him in a car with his drug dealer. They pull him out. And from the minute they open the door, he's like, I'm sorry. And he's like, look, I get it. No one should die. The fact that he died, and I am in no way defending the fact that he died. How he died is a whole different story.
Yeah,
I personally, especially after seeing this documentary, I'm just not buying into the narrative that they're selling. Did you know, and this wasn't put into evidence at the trial, but there's another angle of pictures and video where it appears to me and the people who did the documentary, and apparently Kanye West, that the dude's knee is on his shoulder from the different angle.
Can we find that?
It's on the documentary. Check it out. I mean, can you find a picture? I don't know. I don't know how far you have to. I don't know if it's out there on Google or any of those shits, but in the documentary, they're showing you video footage and pictures where the dude is on his shoulders. The knee is on his shoulder. Okay. Also, he was on the floor because he asked to be put on the floor. They had him standing and he said he couldn't breathe to put him on the floor. When you look at it in with all the stuff, I'm not going to lie, me personally, and I'm that dude that's always like, fuck the cops, this and that. I don't know if the narrative they're selling is what it is. That's all. I just don't believe it. And, you know, the way they painted that guy out, the cop, they painted him out to be like this crazy fucking gung-ho, you know, white RoboCop type of dude. And they speak to a lot of his friends. And I mean, they're friends, of course, but whatever. I mean, they speak to the neighborhood. And they're saying that this dude was actually not that this dude was actually a nice guy, that this dude was actually one of the good ones, supposedly. I mean, you capture a picture of me looking angry, I'll look evil too. And I ain't even got to be angry. Just capture a picture of me from the right angle, I could look pretty evil too. And I'm pretty sure they picked that picture because that's the one where he looked like your average white supremacist. You know, just so you know, if anyone doesn't know, I'm Puerto Rican, man. I don't got a dog in the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm Puerto Rican. I'm not Anglo-Saxon, as I might appear sometimes. And believe me, they can tell. But it just seems like there's a little more to it. And then you dive into the people who got behind it. You dive behind the people who promoted the whole thing, who got his statue made, which is Black Lives Matter. And these people were a complete sham. How they're still around, I don't even know. Not 1 cent went to help Black lives. All they did was buy expensive houses in white neighborhoods. So unless their thinking was we're going to move into these really rich, expensive white neighborhoods to bring down the property value so that more people could afford it. Unless that's what they were thinking, which I don't think that's what they were thinking. You know, all they did was buy a bunch of houses. The lady employed all her family members.
So
her boyfriend, her baby's daddy was employed. All of a sudden, he had a company. All the companies that they donated thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to, you go to these fucking websites,
shell companies,
and it's just
right?
It's just a splash website. You try to get on anything and it says coming soon, coming soon, coming soon. You call them up, you can't get a human being.
Yeah, it's a shell.
There's some that you call up that say you have called the wrong number. Yeah. That's what it answers. How do you know? How do you know this ain't the exact number I was calling, dog? No, it's the wrong number. But that's not the point. I'm not here to debate that.
So what are they saying? What are they saying it really was? It was all hustle for cash, or was it, you know, to go against cops?
It was a scam of seeing they saw the opportunity of what was going on. Did you know that statistically too, if you look at the numbers, more unarmed white people were killed by cops than unarmed black people last year? But you would never guess that because they don't show that at all. Because the narrative that they want to put out there is that we're all victims. Non-white people are victims. That's what we are against the big boogeyman white man. You know, and I ain't gonna lie, like I talked to white dudes, like, oh, you kind of did this yourself. Not you, but you know, y'all had a good run. Mm-hmm. They did. They had a good run. No one could not deny that people who weren't white got a little abused throughout history. I mean, white people have been.
Listen. So
white people have been. You know, they had their histories too, like Irish and all those people, which Irish never used to be considered white people, but now they are because they're white. But
right.
White people have had their struggles.
I'm Sicilian.
I said it once and I said it before, and this will not get me canceled. This will not get me canceled. What I'm gonna say right now, but you know, unfortunately, nobody cares about the white man's struggle.